Let's do this.
You want to kick us off?
How do I do so?
New year, new intro?
Oh, new intro. On the spot? What are you coming? Welcome to 3 Cups Collective, where we're collecting at least 3 cups this year. Welcome to 3 Cups Collective, where today we're going to fill our cup with fresh roasted coffee.
I'm doing a happy dance.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be awesome. It's not very intense. We've got a home roaster here. Shout out to Michelle McCaislet for hooking us up for all this goodness
Christmas
here.
gift? Is that what Christmas
Yes,
gift?
Christmas gift.
Nice.
The best Christmas gift I have received
Ever?
ever.
That's
I
better
can't
than
think
your
of any
pillow?
of your other Christmas gifts. Your Chemex. We got you a Chemex.
We did get
once.
you a Chemex.
That was pretty great. Yeah, I use that
thanks a
all the
lot.
time. But I broke it, and I have a new Chemex now. So, all right, on to the next.
So what are we brewing here? What is this?
We're going to brew some Bolivia Fair Trade Organic
Okay.
coffee. We are going to do not quite a dark roast. We're going to go like a little shy of a Vienna or a light roast. It's going to be like a City or City Plus.
What's city? What are you saying?
So City is...
Talk to us in English.
City's a roast. So
Okay.
the roasts are, like light roast, City
not
Plus, light
like a green
Vienna, French
Got green
roast,
beans. Your green beans.
There's
Can I see that?
medium
Can I
roast.
see the green
is
beans
one-
in this
you
one,
can
maybe?
see the
So this is what your coffee starts out like. So where do you get these things to start them off? Where did you order them?
from roastmasters.com.
Oh, roastmasters.com.
This is they have a wide selection of beans for roasting, and they can send you like half pound. This is a half pound bag because we're gonna roast a half a pound.
Or you're gonna roast the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
We're gonna
cool.
roast the whole thing, and so they have like up to like 10, 20 pound bags if you really want to get
We're
into
getting
it.
into it, huh? You need a bigger
Yeah.
roaster.
So, let's get started.
Okay.
Beans go into the chamber, and it's loud, and
Okay.
it's a little hot. So once we start roasting, nobody touch this.
Don't touch it.
Okay.
It will burn your skin. The chamber is going to get over 400 degrees.
And then so you're looking for it to change colors?
We are
What?
going to be able to see all the changing of the colors.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm going to grab a light really quick. No, we can see well enough.
Are we gonna be able to get a close up? Should I get some like close up
You with your phone?
with my phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
So, yeah, we're just going to start at a high fan setting and medium-ish heat. We're just going to bring the temperature up in the chamber enough to start drying out the beans. Because since they're green coffee beans, that means they're holding on to moisture right now. And we need to get rid of the moisture before we start adding the flavor.
Okay.
Essentially.
And so
Or
what do you?
bringing
What,
out the flavor that's already in it,
Yes.
right? Because the flavor is dependent upon where
The
It's
region.
from.
comes from.
It's from Bolivia.
So this says it's a heavy, rich aroma, low acidity, smooth body, and sweet milk chocolate flavor.
Nice.
So that's already in the bean. That's
it's
just
in
how
the
the
bean.
bean
We're just
tastes.
drawing it
Okay.
out.
so what? So you turn it on. You're gonna add heat. So what are you looking for in order for you to say, okay, this is a city roast?
So we're gonna go from this gray-green color to like a light yellow pale. That means the beans are dry, and that we can start roasting. It's not yet a light roast. Okay.
Okay.
So that pale yellow color is what the first.
That's the
thing we're
first
gonna look at.
indication.
Yeah, it's the first indication that we're on the right step.
Okay.
Then we're gonna raise the heat up.
No. Does that handle go a different spot?
It can
Because
go.
if I get it this way, all I get is
it
all
can
my.
go on the opposite side.
Yes, please.
I think it can only be in those two positions.
Okay.
This needs
Because
to
then I
stay.
get all my counter.
So it's not gonna say fresh roast, but I'm not upset about that.
Okay, that's all I want to be able to get some.
Okay.
So yeah, once it's yellow, we're gonna start looking for other colors, and I'll talk you through those.
Okay. So we have to look for yellow first. Let's do it.
Ready? Let's do this. So I'm gonna turn it on, and I'm gonna set my fan to maximum and my heat to medium, and we're gonna roast for about 12 minutes. This is just a guide that I can add more time later. Here we go. Stirring up, stirs up the beans so that we can get a nice even roast.
It's not as loud as I thought it would be.
It's like a vacuum.
Yeah.
It's a little quieter than a vacuum, I'd say.
That's really cool.
Quieter than my coffee grinder.
Hey, and if anyone else has roasted beans at home, comment below. Give us some suggestions. Let us know what you've done.
Yeah, because you can do it in a popcorn maker.
Yeah, some people doing an old-fashioned popcorn maker. Some people roasted it like in a skillet pan.
Yeah.
Doing that.
So this makes it easier because the airflow not only delivers the heat to the beans, but it also stirs the beans to
It's-
make sure that it's nice and
It's a
even.
more even process for sure. Because I've seen people do it in the pan, and you have to constantly work it
Oh yeah.
and make sure that it's all being roasted evenly.
So you could probably do like a whole pound in there.
No, this is max.
Oh, okay.
One thing you're
You
gonna
want
see is the level of the beans is right here. Once it's roasted, they like swell,
Oh, okay.
they expand and crack and stuff. So they're actually gonna almost fill the chamber.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be above 3/4.
That'd be fun.
Wow.
This is exciting.
It is.
And we're gonna drink this.
We're
Right?
gonna drink this today.
Yeah, right now.
We got Chemex.
I brought over my kettle, make it a little easier to get in there. I brought my scale. Anybody excited about the scale?
Sure.
We're gonna get real precise on these coffee levels.
We're gonna get nerdy all the way.
All the way.
Nerd.
So it looks a little different.
A little bit. I'm gonna raise up the heat. It's taking a little bit longer than I expected. So I'm just gonna bring it up another level. And we can see, if I spin it, it's about 326 degrees in there right now. If you just kind of touch it, it's a little bit.
Oh yeah, okay. That's the one.
This stuff that's
It is
floating out,
yeah.
this is chaff. So the beans have like a skin on them, kind of like a peanut has that skin.
Yep.
And as it roasts, that gets blown into this basket up here. So it could take some time to dry these beans out.
It's definitely a different color now.
Yep. I can see the yellowy.
It's still like a pale green.
Roughly how long does the process take? Like start to finish? What are you looking at?
12 minutes.
12 minutes. That's not bad for getting some fresh.
You can go
Fresh
faster
coffee,
or
huh?
slower. Yeah.
How can you go faster or slower?
You can change the amount of heat or whatever. If we keep the fan on high, then that's going to prolong the time. So I'm actually going to lower down the fan once we start getting to our roasting. You know?
There's like
Yeah.
steps
The
going up.
chaff is coming out through the thing. You see it.
Oh yeah.
We'll see a whole bunch of it later.
Now it looks
Yeah.
like peanuts.
It's pretty neutral. It's
Yeah.
not quite yellow. So it's just a really pale.
And the smell's starting to change too.
Oh yeah. So one thing I noticed is that it doesn't smell like it tastes. It doesn't even smell like when you smell a fresh bag of coffee.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite smell like that either.
Like ever?
It
Do you
has,
think-
no, it will.
Do
Oh,
coffee
okay.
makers make do something to make it smell like that?
No. It
Okay.
smells like that after it cools
Okay.
and rests inside of the container. But right now, while it's roasting, it smells different. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like a dough. You know how dough doesn't smell like cooked pizza?
Yes, that's what it's.
That's what it's a lot
I
like.
can see that. Oh, it's starting to get more brown.
So we've hit that pale yellow. So I'm going to bring the temperature up more. I'm going to go to 8. And we'll see how much that changes things. And I'll check the temperature. If we're at about 415 degrees is like a good, nice chamber temperature. Because the internal temperature of the bean needs to be around 385 for a good light roast.
Now, do your methods change from bean to bean? Like
Yes.
if this one's in
Some-
Bolivia and you still wanted a light roasting, would you have to roast it differently?
Right, because the moisture content of each batch is different.
Oh, how do you know?
You just have to do the
How
research?
long it took to get to that pale yellow.
Oh, okay.
which is why the timer on here is completely adjustable. So we're just getting a little bit more color. You
And
can
that's
start
why
seeing.
you're taking notes, right?
Yeah, I have the notes from the last few roasts I did. Some of them more than others.
Okay.
Also, so I could remember what they were like
Right.
to roast and what I'm looking for. I kind of want a light back here.
I
might
know,
grab
right?
that. Because I'm on this side and the lights are over there.
You can definitely see the color change in the mountain. From that video to that video.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's getting much darker.
So I've been using this light to help me roast. So I can see the color. So the internal temperature here is about 355, so we can come up a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the fan down to about 6. And we're going to see like a huge improvement. It's going to be pretty dramatic.
Okay. I'm ready.
Who knew there was so much drama in coffee bean
Yeah,
roasting?
right? Oh, there you go.
Huh.
You're
So-
looking prettier and prettier.
Right now they're about like a hazelnut color.
Yeah.
So we're not yet at light roast. So one thing that's going to happen is when we approach or we get to light roast, we're going to hear a crack.
Crack.
It's almost like popcorn.
First
Each
crack.
individual bean just snaps.
Oh, sweet.
And so the first crack is hollow and like, not hollow, it's kind of deep. And it's like little thuds almost, but snappy thuds. The second crack is a lot hollower. So like when we cook it more, the second crack is instead of like,
does
more of a
every
sizzle?
roast get to a second crack?
if you take it there.
Oh, okay.
So this
I'll take you there.
first crack and second crack are like stopping points, they're mile markers on our journey of coffee roasting.
So are we just going to first crack, or are we going to second
We're
crack?
gonna go a little bit beyond first crack.
Oh,
That was one of the beans cracking.
yep.
Our internal temperature is closer to 410 right now. So if we increase the temperature a lot just by lowering the fan, we haven't increased the heat any, we've just increased the amount of heat that's staying trapped inside the chamber. So if we go over 420, then I'm gonna turn the fan up a little bit more to make sure it doesn't get too hot in there.
Okay, it's at 415.
You can see all the chaff,
Yeah.
Plus a little
the
less
big
even
chaff. Yeah.
because it's stirring slower essentially.
Right.
So that chaff is gonna get blown up to this basket as well.
I didn't know coffee had chaff as well. That's interesting.
That's another crack.
How am I not hearing this?
Here's another one.
Just listen. That was it while he was coughing. Good job, Sam.
Sorry. I heard it though. There's another one.
Oh, I hear that.
So it's like a thud. So let's check our internal temperatures.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's
Ooh,
a little
very
hot.
high. Uh-oh. You're gonna burn it.
Starting to look like coffee, y'all.
Now it looks like coffee with gold, like gold dust on it.
Yeah.
Gilded coffee.
So that little middle part that the bean is holding onto, that's called the silver skin. And a lot of times in industrial roasts, that silver skin will be taken out because they're doing such large baxters at such high heat that they lose that silver skin in the process, and it's just going so dark. Most of the roasts we're doing in the light roast, the home roasting, you're going to see that silver skin stay intact. It's a gentler process.
Okay, but it doesn't change the flavor or anything.
I mean, it's going to change a little bit.
It looks prettier.
So that was the end of the first crack.
Okay.
So we want to stop right about now.
Is that a light roast?
So I'm going to raise the temperature, the fan, lower the temperature just a little bit, which isn't necessary because it has a cooling feature on here. So I just set it to cooling, and now it's going to roast a little bit more because the beans are holding on to that heat. But this is like a city roast. It's not quite city plus. We haven't approached the second crack.
Right.
It smells burnt to me. Is that
That's normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's supposed to smell burnt.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't have that burnt smell.
I'm going to turn the light off
Okay.
because the color's not going to change much from now on.
That's so cool.
And you can see the chamber is a lot more full than when we started.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is.
So there's 3 minutes of cooling to make sure not just that you have to stop the cooking of the beans. If we just turn it off at this point and don't let it dissipate the heat, then they're going to keep roasting because we brought it to such a high temperature. And then the beans are just going to hold on to that heat and they're going to keep cooking.
So it's cooling it down.
So it's a cooling fan. What if you had a cookie sheet and you just dumped out all the beans on it? Would it cool faster?
I mean, yes, in a way, but they say how long it takes to cool it also affects.
The flavor?
Yeah. So I need a oven mitt thingy. I can use this, and we need something to put the beans in.
Like what kind of something?
Just any you put the beans in.
Bowl? A bowl?
Oh, that's perfect. Look at this gorgeous bowl. Fill this bowl full of beans.
Bowl of beans.
So it's kind of cool to the touch, but just good to have this. I'm gonna have this on the other hand actually, just to make sure that I have a secure grip on it. Plus, this is super hot too. This stays hot. This is all metal up here.
Oh, okay.
Or just set this down on. I'll just put it down on here.
You can put it on.
Yeah. On the cutting board.
Well, I don't want to go very far. The chaff is gonna start to fall out.
Oh.
So I'm gonna do it on something relatively disposable.
Oh, okay, so it's just cut up. Oh, I see it. Oh, wait.
It's about to turn off. So. So some of it flowed down.
Ah, okay, cool.
So we're just gonna. You're not in focus.
I know, I'm there.
There we go.
Nice.
So I'm just gonna kind of blow across as they're falling to get the
Oh,
chaff
okay.
out. Too.
This is a little messier process.
There we have it.
Bowl of beans.
Fresh. I wish you guys could smell this.
Oh yeah, no, it's a.
Oh, now
Yeah.
it smells good.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell burnt.
It's all right here. Oh, this is so
Yeah,
fresh.
it
This is the
smells
freshest coffee we're gonna experience today.
That's probably
Then
fresh
we-
That's the first
coffee
coffee I think I've ever had.
Ever had.
Wow.
So it does need some time to cool down,
Are they hot?
because the beans are just
Oh yeah,
warm.
they're
just
warm.
warm.
Yeah, that's
So
cool.
this happened about 11 minutes. That was about 11 minutes. I cut it off with about 2.5 minutes left, but I had also increased about a minute, so I
Awesome.
started with like 12 minutes. That's it.
Awesome.
We have roasted coffee. We can take lots of good pictures, actually.
Yeah, that's such a beautiful
It's such a beautiful bowl you got there.
That's so cool.
Beautiful bowl of coffee.
Oh, that's a good picture.
It looks like it's got gold in the inside. It looks so cool.
So yeah, on some of these, the chaff didn't quite come off, and they'll just
Right.
come off as soon as you touch it.
Cool.
This is
Maybe you could like aerate it.
it's gonna be a really nice
in
roast, you
another
guys. The taste is phenomenal.
bowl. I'm excited.
We're excited to taste it. It's
So
so
that's
cool.
it. That's it for this segment of
Yeah.
coffee roasting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's brew
Let's
it.
drink it.
Right?
Yeah.
That smells good.